Racewear, your source to all custom racewear apparel needs, and home to iRacing apparel. Check it out today at rnrracewear.com.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws Late Model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook. One of America's newer racetracks, Iowa Speedway, is located in Newton, Iowa, and has been in operation since 2006. The 7/8 mile oval was designed and built under the auspice of NASCAR champion Rusty Wallace at a cost of approximately $70 million. The D-shaped oval is patterned after Richmond Raceway, the scene of some of Rusty's greatest successes during his career. Purchased by NASCAR in 2013, Iowa Speedway has a seating capacity of more than 30,000, together with a unique multi-tiered RV viewing area along its 869-foot backstretch. The track hosts NASCAR Xfinity Series, Craftsman Truck, ARCA Series annually, along with IndyCar Series and Firestone Indy Lights races. And tonight, it's race number 5 of the IROC Challenge Series, and it's next on HBR TV. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the virtual Iowa Speedway. I'm Steve Singer with HBR TV, bringing you race number 5 of the IROC Challenge Series here tonight from Iowa Speedway. Let's take a look at the race details. 73 degrees, the air temperature here, 55% humidity as practice is already underway, just a couple of minutes shy of its completion. A little bit cloudy here, slight breeze, 2 miles per hour, track temperature 96 degrees Fahrenheit. Surprised to see this race running during the daylight hours. There are lights around this facility. Fun to race around this track here under the lights, but a bit of a challenge here during the daylight hours as the track temperature tends to be a bit warmer. Harder for the drivers to get a handle on these machines. Top time so far in the session with 2 minutes to go. It's the 70 of Aaron Smith. To no one's surprise, he's got 4 straight wins on the season thus far, with the 3 of Brian McCann, just about a tenth, roughly under a tenth at 23.63. You've got the 00 of Mike Cook running 23.65, then McDonald with a 65, then the other McCann, that's his brother Kevin, at 33. He's at 23.65 as well. Really tight times here in practice. You got Johnston there with a 68, then a couple of 70s in a row, then a couple of 73s in a row. I'm real curious to see how this plays out here in qualifying, as these drivers are certainly able to get around this racetrack very consistently comparative to everybody else. Did see earlier on in the practice session drivers utilizing the high lane. In fact, Aaron Smith doing just that right now. Way up the racetrack, almost in the marbles, but it seems to be that's the quick way around. Oh, big wiggle for Smith as he gets it up into the fence. Definitely practicing some qualifying runs here. Neil Quick crossed the stripe. Neil's 8th fast so far tonight, 23.70, his best laps thus far. Again, Neil Quick, just as the name would suggest, he is quick around these places, but the better part for him is being consistent and staying quick throughout the run, taking care of the car, taking care of the tires throughout the run, being there at the end of the race to be able to challenge in that top 5. We'll see if that holds true here tonight. Clock to 0 on the session. We'll jump right into qualifying. We'll see who takes to the track first. Looks like Kevin McCann may be the first taker here. He's rolling out of pit lane right now. Kevin takes the green flag, lap 1 of 2. Again, a 5-minute session to get it done here. At the stripe, McCann, 23.776. Lap number 1. Meanwhile, Aaron Smith goes P1 on his first lap with a 54.9. Nice smooth lap for Smith. Is it faster on lap 2? It's not. A 6:06 for Aaron Smith. Either way, really quick time to start things off here in the session. Brandon Mefford goes a 23:61. He's second quick. Mike Cook, 24:002. Puts himself in the top 10 so far with another lap to go. Current top 3s. Aaron Smith, Brian McCann, then the 83 of Brandon Mefford, and Kevin McCann, Garrett Johnston, the top 5. Coach finishes lap 2, jumps up into the top 10, 23.855. Neil Quick's first lap at 24.47. I would just assume that's a throwaway lap for Neil. We'll see what the second one is here. A little loose out of 4. Keeps his foot in it. Crosses the line. Way up the board. No. 10th. 23.806. Still a big improvement for the 2. Timmy Schofield. First lap at 23.98. 13th on the board. Working his way through turn number 4. Keeps the power down. 11th quick. 23.852. Chris Wally, first lap 24.068. Wally looks to be P16 so far on his first lap time. We'll see if he can pick it up here. .16th quick, a little bit of an improvement, but just consistency. Few drivers haven't taken a lap just yet. Doug Wysocki going to take the green flag right now on his first lap. Just about a minute and 20 seconds left in the session. A lot of drivers will wait till the very end of that session to try and squeeze both of those laps in without issue, just because it tends to fall off a little bit track temperature-wise, which can provide just enough more grip to lay down a little bit faster lap. Wysocki goes 17th at 24.048 on lap 1. We'll stay with him. Lap 2 for Doug Wysocki is faster, 23.922. That may wrap it up for this session. I don't see anyone else taking the time here, and with 20 seconds left, I think that's going to about do it. Stay with us. We'll be back with our starting grid after this. Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
R&R Racewear, your source to all custom racewear apparel needs, and home to iRacing apparel. Check it out today at rnrracewear.com.
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
R&R Racewear, your source to all custom racewear apparel needs, and home to iRacing apparel. Check it out today at rnrracewear.com.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws Late Model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
cereals, honey. You may never, ever see me again. Try to find me a sweet little girl of mine, but chip whiskey is playing with my mind. I'm lost in a bottle. Lord, I can't stop feeling sorry for myself. I'm drowning in sorrow. A girl wants you and nobody else. I keep on looking every day and every night, but I just don't know where that baby of mine. Well, I just don't know. Have mercy, brother.
Back at Iowa Speedway, let's take a look at our starting grid for race number 5 of the IROC Challenge Series. On the pole position with a lap time of 23.549 seconds, it's the 70 of Aaron Smith. Outside front row, missed it by 15 thousandths of a second, it's the 3 of Brian McCann. Starting third in row 2, it's the 4 of Jaden Hopp, flanked to his outside by the 83 of Brandon Mefford. Starting fifth, it's Kevin McCann. Sixth goes to Garrett Johnston. Josh Funkhauser starting in the 7th spot with Mike McDonald, the number 16, starting 8th. Rick Kelly, the number 31, will start from the 9th position. Neil Quick will start 10th. 11th position goes to Tim Schofield. Starting in the 12th position, it's Adam Johnston. 13th goes to Mike Cook. Trevor Quick starts 14th. 15th starter Doug Wysocki. Jason Nilgis starting in the 16th spot. 17th goes to Chris Wally. Jeff Noe rolling from the 18th position. Starting in the 19th spot, it's Larry Bruner. 20th goes to Doug Thomas, the number 47. Stan Carnathan will roll 21st. 22nd, John Osborne in the 44. Matt Kopp will start 23rd. And last but not least, in the number 23, 24th starter is Cook Quick. Your starting grid here from Iowa. We're going to do one more lap before we get to the green flag, so stay with us. You won't miss a thing. Pace car lights are out. Do expect the green to come out the next time by. Now keep in mind, everybody, Aaron Smith starting from P1 here tonight, coming off his 4th win in a row, trying to make it 5 here at Iowa Speedway. Brian McCann trying to hit that top position, that victory circle once at least this season. He's going to have to knock the 70 off to get it done. Pace car takes the hard left down pit lane. Barney the flagman with a green in hand, and we're racing from Iowa Speedway. Side-by-side battle down the back straightaway into turn number 3 for the race lead. Aaron Smith goes to the bottom. Brian McCann goes way up the racetrack already, not wasting any time, and he's going to lead lap number 1. Give it to the 3 of McCann as they cross the stripe. Already Aaron Smith's got Jaden Hopp pushing the issue here, wanting that 2nd position. Going to see that a lot here tonight. Again, McCann way up the racetrack. Aaron Smith down low. We've seen Aaron able to run both lanes, whether it's top or bottom. We'll see if he sticks to the game plan and keeps it on the bottom for now. Trying to shut the door on the 4 of Jaden Hopp for the 2nd position. Kevin McCann, meanwhile, he's rolled up 1 position in the 4th spot. Right on board with the 4 of Jaden Hop. A little of a wiggle there out of turn 2. Kevin McCann trying the top side here this time as well. It's worked out for brother Brian at this point. Aaron Smith still maintains the second position, but almost a full second back from the 3 of Brian McCann. Get 150 laps the race distance here tonight. Drivers have a 65% fuel load, so that's going to force them to come down pit lane a multitude of times. However, only 2 full sets of tires available over the wall tonight. So again, strategy going to come into play here. They're going to have to plan that accordingly. Eight laps in already. McCann still out in front. That gap not changing a whole lot between himself and Aaron Smith. It's between 8 and 9 tenths just about every lap. White Cook in the 00. He's taking the top lane just behind Neil Quick in the 2. Then he's got the 12 of Tim Schofield in behind. The 02 of Adam Johnson just behind the 12. Meanwhile, Chris Wally making a move, looking to the outside here, trying to take that spot from the 02. That's Adam Johnson on the bottom, Chris Wally in the 51. Wally with a big run down the backstretch. Nowhere to go with it. Moore battling for position, the 55 of Jeff No, fighting with Doug Wysocki. Wysocki on the number 34 up top, that white and green machine out of turn number 2. Edges out in front, not quite clear yet. Does he get him into 3? He may. If not, he's going to build a big run here out of turn number 4. He may definitely get him down the front stretch here. Move Doug Wysocki into the 17th spot. Stan Carnathan trying to fight for the position there with the 22 of Matt Kopp. Kopp on a run, though. He goes by both of these drivers in a hurry. We talked about trying to save tires. It seems that maybe that's not a concern for Matt Kopp, at least right now. He's on a run here. Last lap at 24:45, just a couple of tenths slower than his best of the day so far. Ryan McCann's last lap at 24:40, so you get the comparison there. About a half-tenth difference between the 18th place running driver and the race leader. Matt Kopp trying to tear through this field. Neil Quick giving up a position to Rick Kelly. That's the 10th spot, so Quick falls into 11th. Wally battling with Tim Schofield once again. Chris on the bottom, the number 51. The 12 of Schofield up top. Meanwhile, Adam Johnson, the 02, continues to watch that battle. And then Trevor Quick coming into the picture as well. Quick's down a couple of positions from the start of the race. Close battle here. Wally tried to come up the racetrack. Didn't have the opportunity to get the power all the way down. Had a car to his outside. This battle rages on between the 12 and the 51. Chris Wally taking a peek back to the bottom again here, not able to really do too much more with the 12. Neil Quick now battling once again, trying to take that position back from Rick Kelly to put him back into the top 10. Quick in that white and red number 2 on the bottom. Up top, it's the white and purple 31. That's Rick Kelly. Just ahead of them, the battle with Jason Algis and Michael McDonald raging. The 88 up top, that's Jason. The 16 of Michael McDonald on the bottom side. This battle for the 8th position. Lots going on here within the top 10 and just outside of it here, only 20 laps in. But meanwhile, Jason's gone by the 16, and it's opened the door for Neil Quick. Quick has gotten around the 31 without a problem, and he's on the attack here trying to take the 16 down. Seems to do that with ease through turn number 4. Not quite clear as the 16 gets a big run out of the corner. Switching lanes top to bottom here, trying to find a way back around Neil Quick. Might have just been trying to get into his mirror to get into the 2's head just a bit. Doesn't seem to do anything for Neil Quick as Quick continues to pull away just slightly and begins to attack the 88. That's Jason Algis. Little wiggle from the 88 out of 4. Quick still able to get the power down alongside, albeit in a lower lane. Up front, Brian McCann, still your race leader, 23 laps in, about a half-second advantage back to Aaron Smith as Quick makes another pass here up into the 8th position. Looks like a few of these drivers have decided it's time to go. Watching this battle now between the 88 and the 16, we saw Jason lose a bit of a connection there for just a moment. Does come back in, haven't seen it disappear in just a couple of laps. Certainly made the 16 of Michael McDonald a little bit nervous. He made sure he gave a wide berth to the 88 to the outside just in case he changed lanes and he reappeared, well, in his lap. Don't want to have that happen. Let's check into the leaders, though. Brian McCann still has it, but Aaron Smith is running him down. It's just over 0.3 of a second. Jaden Hopp closing in as well. Right on board with Aaron Smith as he's trying to hunt down Brian McCann. The hunt is over. It's now time for the kill. 10th and a half, 2/10. McCann gets a better run out of turn 4. Increases that distance once again, but Aaron Smith is there. Last lap for Aaron at 24.81. Brian McCann was at 24.80. These guys are running almost mirror-like laps to one another. 28 laps in, we're having a battle for the lead. Smith goes back to the bottom once again, not able to get clear, slides up the racetrack a little bit, does manage to stay off the door of Brian McCann, but just like that, quickly into turn 3. Hop's going to come through here. He's chasing Aaron Smith. Maybe he's learned something riding behind the 70. Little wiggle from Brian McCann at the stripe, still leads that lap. McCann alongside again with Aaron Smith. Smith on the bottom side, the number 70 machine, the number 3 of McCann up top. Smith might have him clear here. No, not quite yet. Brian McCann says, no, it's not going to be that easy. Keep trying. Off turn number 2 once again, still not quite clear. McCann powering back to the outside yet another time. This battle continues. Just about every lap, these guys are side by side. Aaron Smith just trying to find a way to clear Brian McCann here. Once again, McCann way up the racetrack. Longer way around, but you can keep your foot in it a little bit longer. These two continue to fight it out for the top spot. I'm really surprised that even while they continue to battle, that Hop is not able to really put on more of an attack to these two, or if he's just waiting patiently here, trying to see how much tire degradation there's really going to be between these two drivers that continue to fight for the top spot. Smith tucks back in behind Brian McCann. Successful defense from the 3. Don't think that battle is over just yet. I think Aaron Smith might just cool things down here a bit, give it another try. Brian McCann still hanging on to that top spot. He's been there since the start of this race. Aaron Smith won the pole position tonight, but was not able to lead lap 1 as McCann got out front right away. Hasn't really looked back. It's just been a last handful of laps, maybe 10 or so, between himself and Aaron Smith, that battle for the lead has been on. It's cooled off just a bit here at the front of the field. It's a quarter second back to Aaron Smith. McCann still with the lead. Hop in 3rd. Kevin McCann running 4th. And the 83 of Brandon Mefford rounding out that top 5 position. Other notables, Neil Quick up into the 7th spot. He's made 3 positions up since the start of the race. Mike Cook, the same situation. He's 10th, up 3 positions. Bigger movers through the field. Chris Wally in 12th is up 5 spots. So is Matt Kopp in the 18th position. He's made up 5 positions as well. Aaron Smith's back at it again. The gap is closed from a quarter second to less than 2 tenths. Now it's back to 3 tenths getting into turns 1 and 2. I know it's still awfully early, but the caution comes out. Lap 41 on the board here. I believe this is going to be the stage break for these drivers. The first caution of the night. We got there quick. 40 laps, now 41 coming to 42. Top 10, Brian McCann, Aaron Smith, Jaden Hopp, Kevin McCann, Brandon Mefford, Garrett Johnston, Neil Quick, Josh Funkhauser, Michael McDonald, and Mike Cook. That is your top 10 at the stage. Field picks up the pace car here. They're going to head down pit lane for their first round of pit stops here today. Going to be curious to see it here as we're still short of the 1/3 distance. Does anybody decide against tires here? I'm just not sure if you can really get away with that if you're outside the top 3. Place is not the biggest. Again, 7/8 of a mile. Brian McCann, Aaron Smith into their pit stalls. Kind of a dirty entry there for Aaron Smith into the box. Again, a curved pit road here. Not too terrible for Brian McCann. We'll see what happens here. McCann's down and away. Oh, it's going to be close. Looks like Brian McCann's going to win that race off pit road. Handful of drivers taking some tires. It appears most of them went with fuel only. But with that, we're going to step aside and get a break out of the way. We'll be back after this.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
R&R Racewear, your source to all custom racewear apparel needs, and home to iRacing apparel. Check it out today at rnrracewear.com.
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Back at Iowa Speedway, just in time for the restart. Green flag in the air. Brian McCann gets the jump. Aaron Smith maintains the second spot. Brian way up the racetrack once again. It's by design, trying to build that run out of the corner. Smith tucks in behind. Kevin McCann now into the third spot. Hopp slips back to P4.
caution here.
And we've got another yellow. Not sure what's put us under this caution at this point. Possibly Chris Wally in trouble. Indeed, he is slow through turn 2. A little bit of nose damage on that 51 machine. Let's try and get a look at it. Ah. 88. Jason Nile just gets into the 51, into the corner. Let's look at it here, a little slowed down from the blimp. Let's see what we can see. Looks like Jason just drove it in a little bit deeper than the 51. Didn't expect Wally to check up when he did, but there you go. That's the end result. 51 facing the wrong direction here on the restart. Under our second caution of the day. First one for cause. Last caution for the stage. Some other drivers are going to take an opportunity here. Come down pit road anyway, even though they were just in. Maybe top off the tanks just a bit. Adam Johnson comes to a stop in his pit stall. Again, it does appear to be fuel only. Just tops it off and heads back out. Seems to be the case for just about everybody with the exception of Chris Wally and maybe Jason Nilgis. Jason likely with some front end damage as well. A little bit to the left front. They'll get that fixed and they'll get it back out there. So once again, working caution number 2 here at Iowa Speedway. Lap 50 just goes up. We're officially third distance here from Iowa. Well, so far, so good for Brian McCann. He's having to work at it, but he's managed to stay out in front of a very fast and, well, lately a very dominant Aaron Smith. Aaron, of course, taking pole position here tonight at Iowa, but he's coming off 4 wins in a row to start this season. Brian McCann doing all he can to try and change that. Well, there you see it. Pace car lights go out on the official iRacing pace car. So that means, well, only one thing. We're on the 1 to go here from Iowa Speedway. Green flag racing the next time by. Let's give this another try. Pace car pulls off.
Green flag.
Green flag in the air. We're back racing. Brian McCann gets the jump once again. Kevin McCann, not the best restart. Hop gets a pretty good one, though. He's to the outside of Aaron Smith off the back straightaway. There's no better sound in the world. Back with the action, Aaron Smith has slipped back to the 3rd position. Jaden Hopp takes over P2. We'll see if the 4's got anything for the 3 here. 54 laps in. He's not too far back, just over 3/10. The deficit back to the 4 on Hopp. Once again, you see it. Multiple options here as far as this race course is concerned. High lane, low lane, middle lane. Seems to be pretty distinctive, though. Whoever's on top is going to be up top. Whoever's going to be in the bottom is going to be in the bottom. But the caution comes out once again. Larry Bruner possibly the culprit. Yes, indeed, that is the case here as well. This looks to be, it could be initiated off of turn 4 here. Let's get a look, see what we can find. Bit of a wide angle here, but you see the 35 looks like he gets turned. And I hate to say it, but it could be off the nose of the 88 again. That would be unfortunate. Let's see if we can get a different look at it. You see the 88 there on the outside coming up alongside. It's tough to say just the way that car reacted. Not sure if it was net code or not. Nevertheless, iRacing believed there was contact, and that's what sent the 35 around. I want to get a better look at it maybe from the 88's perspective here. Again, this is exiting turn number 4. You got the 35 of Bruner at the bottom there. He's going to come up the racetrack. Yeah, it's tough to say if that was netcode or not. If it was really close. I think they would have made contact anyway. One more angle maybe from the blimp. Maybe we'll get a better idea from this one. Yeah, there was some netcode there. I think the 35 saw the 88 coming. But you saw the distance, a little bit of a gap between the two cars that was there even as contact was effectively initiated. And, well, then you see the end result. So more pit stops underway for not everybody, just a couple of drivers. Again, 57 laps in. It seems that our top 6 all opted to stay on the racetrack. Adam Johnson as well, but his pit stop was lap 48. Everybody else that came down from P9, well, let's see, all the way down to 21st. Again, most of them fuel only. There was still a few drivers, though. It looks like they did take tires. It was Rick Kelly, Timmy Schofield, and Stan Carnathan. Possibly their first sets of tires of the day. Again, only 2 sets over the wall for these race teams here tonight, so they got to be real careful about when they bolt them on. Does sound like some of these drivers are in fuel conservation mode once again. We'll right on board here with the driver's eye cam, courtesy of Whiplash Sim Cams. And listen in to Brian McCann, see if he's shutting this car off at all under the yellow. Again, we're going back green flag racing the next time by, but every drop counts. No fuel save now. Grabbing a gear, getting ready for the restart. Pace car pulls off. Let's try it again. Green flag in the air. We're back racing once again from Iowa Speedway. McCann with another good jump, but Jaden Hopp seems to be shot out of a cannon as of late. With the pressure on, Jaden Hopp trying to hang on to that second spot, but Aaron Smith, he wants it back, and he wants a piece of Brian McCann. Great battle for position. This would be for the second spot. Hopp up top, Smith on the bottom. Remember, Aaron Smith trying to take the lead away from Brian McCann was not able to clear him, utilizing that second or third lane, I guess you could even call it, with the driver on the outside utilizing that momentum. Aaron was able to get close, but never quite enough to get clear, and you see it's happening again here. He tucks back in behind the 4. I think Smith may go to the top here, maybe try a piece of this himself. Smith gets a decent run, tucks in the back, but nowhere to go. Way up the racetrack. He's going to try it again here out of 2. Almost seems like Aaron Smith's trying to keep Jaden Hopp guessing here. He was up the top lane a couple of corners, and he drops it back to the bottom. Trying to catch the 4 sleeping, but if Aaron Smith isn't careful, he's going to get caught sleeping. Garrett Johnston on the charge here. He's looking to the inside for position as well. Smith turns it hard to the bottom. That car hung right out. All kinds of yaw. You'd think this place was dirt looking at the 70 through 3 and 4. Hopp maintains the second spot, but he's putting the charge on to Brian McCann once again. Still tucks back in, about 10th, maybe 2, off the back bumper of the 3 machines. They work down into turns 1 and 2 once again. Continue to watch the battle between race leader McCann and Jaden Hopp. We see a battle just about over with, really, between the 32 of Johnston and Aaron Smith. Smith drops back to the 4th position. Now he may fall into the clutches of Brandon Mefford. Now Hopp under attack. Garrett Johnston moving up through the field here, trying to take the second spot away. Hopp loses connection a couple of times. We've seen this a few times in the last few laps. Hopefully that doesn't become more of an issue. Johnston with a nose out in front out of 4. McCann driving it back around the outside. He's not willing to give up that lap lead again. We are 69 laps in of this 150 lap event. Great racing action here at the front of the field. We thought it was just going to be Brian McCann and Aaron Smith. Well, not really the case now. We've got a new one up here, Garrett Johnston fighting for the lead, and he's got McCann clear out of turn 4. We haven't seen anybody really able to do that yet, at least on the bottom. Not sure the tire life on Johnston's machine, but it does appear that lap 42, that pit stop was 14.60 seconds, so there you go. It looks like the tire advantage is what's gotten Johnston to the point here. Brian McCann now running second. Aaron Smith with the nose up into the 3rd position. Jaden Hopp tucks in behind the 3. Now still side by side with Aaron Smith. You see that battle continuing. Aaron having some struggles trying to get the power down and get a good exit off the corner from the low lane. Johnston starting to run away with it with these fresher tires. We thought Mefford might have thought about going up the gut there, make it 3 wide. He thinks better of it. McCann still running in the second spot. Battle for third still between Aaron Smith and Jaden Hopp. Brandon Mefford seems to be pretty fast here. If he can get by these guys, he might be able to set Sal as well. Mefford's pit stop also lap 42. Also appears that he took 4 tires as well, so he's going to have the advantage here. See if he can get it down here hard enough. Nope, not enough. Still, you watch these two, Aaron Smith and Jaden Hopp, continue to fight for that position. Oh, Brian McCann real loose out of turn 2, saves it. He's going to give up some track position there, 3 wide on entry to 3. Luckily, you know, this track is not the largest at 7/8 mile. There's room to get that done. Brian McCann slips, loses a couple of spots to Jaden Hopp and Aaron Smith. Now he's back and forth. Brandon Mefford going to try and put him back to 5th. Lap 75 just about in the books. Garrett Johnston out of turn number 4. He's going to put us halfway here from Iowa Speedway. And with that, we're going to go HBR TV side by side. Stay with us, folks. You won't miss a moment. We'll be right back.
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Back at Iowa Speedway, some changes here at the front of the field, except for Johnston. He still maintains that top position. Brian McCann, however, has made a pit stop. Looks like he decided to take his tires lap 81, just about 5 laps to go. He's currently listed as 1 lap down, but he's going to have the pace. Now he's in a situation he's just got to take care of the tires, kind of cross his fingers a bit here from some strategies to play out the way that they should. Now, with all that said, we're again lap 86 of 150. There was only 2 sets of tires allotted over the wall for these drivers, but McCann still has a set left if need be for later on, and, well, I say if need be. Chances are pretty high he's going to need them at some point. Johnson up front now with a 2-second advantage over the 4 of Jaden Hopp. Big wiggle from Brandon Mefford out of turn 4. So even through all this, with Brian McCann making a pit stop under the green flag here for tires, he's going to be able to make up some ground here so that when these guys that are still out front finally make their pit stop, that deficit is nowhere near what it is right now. Of course, McCann with being 1 lap down. Brian, that is. Stancard Nathan in the 7th position, up 14 positions so far, having a good run. Again, strategies have got these drivers all over the place at this point. You've got real fast guys like Brian McCann, Aaron Smith. They're back 17th and 18th. Not on the lead lap. McCann is the first 1 lap down, so if we are to get a caution, he would be the recipient of a lucky dog. So I would imagine that battle is going to stay pretty hot and heavy. Where is Aaron Smith in this mix? He's still quite a ways back, almost a full straightaway. You see the pace difference between old tires and new with McCann on fresh rubber. Makes very short work of the 34 of Doug Wysocki. Back to the backstretch, lap 90. Maneuver from Jason Nile just there as he goes to the inside of Neil Quick. That would be for the 10th position. Both drivers made a pit stop about the same time, though Nile just was in the pits quite a bit longer than Quick. Not sure the situation as to why. Maybe some damage. Granted, that might have been the issue he had with the left front damage from the earlier caution. Garrett Johnston still out in front here, 94 laps in. His last stop was at lap 42, so you got to imagine he's burned the tires up just a bit, but he's going to want to stretch it as long as he possibly can to make the best use out of that final set of tires. And just as we say that, here he comes. Into pit lane for what could potentially be, I don't know, maybe his last set of tires. I don't know if they can make it all the way in on fuel. Right side's in the air. Going to be a 4-tire change for Garrett Johnston. Again, he took the advantage of the 4 tires and put himself out front, but I think those decisions may cycle things back the opposite direction as Brandon Mefford now takes the top spot, but not for long, because here comes Mefford off the racetrack down pit road for his possible final stop, at least as far as tires are concerned. Likely going to need a splash and go before this one's over. Mefford into his pit stall. Mefford going fuel only here. Dumps the clutch and off we go. Mefford, I think, crossing his fingers here, hoping for a late caution. Michael McDonald's going to pull off the racetrack as well, come to the attention of his pit crew. Going to be a tire change for certain here on the number 16. It's just a matter of how many. Crew goes around to the left side. Car goes in the air. 4 tires and Sunoco Racing fuel. Meanwhile, Timmy Schofield has taken over the top spot here. Lap 102 goes up on the board. Stan Carnathan up into the second position. We'll talk about big movers. He's up 19 spots. Jaden Hopp looking to the inside here, trying to get his lap back. He does it with ease. Again, fresh tires underneath the 4 as well. That's going to put, I think, Garrett Johnston is the first car 1 lap down, if my math is correct. And here comes the 12 to pit lane. Adam Johnson also on pit road in the 02. Looks like 4 tires and fuel for both drivers. I think that's going to be the recipe no matter what the circumstances here. If you're going to change tires, you might as well bolt on 4. So new leader once again, John Osborne in the 44. His last pit stop coming at lap 57. It's gone quite a ways on that. Again, there was a couple of cautions mixed in. More drivers hitting pit road. Rick Kelly, Kevin McCann, Neil Quick, Doug Wysocki. It's 4 tires and fuel for Kevin McCann as well. Rick Kelly in the pits, as we had mentioned. Neil Quick is going to beat Kevin McCann out of the pits. 15.12 second stop for Neil Quick. Kevin McCann was faster at 14.62, and it's a bit of a race out of pit lane. McCann's going to get it back. Just as we suspected, these drivers have cycled back through as John Osborne pulls to pit road for his stop. Aaron Smith's going to retake the top spot and lead his first laps of the day here if he gets by Osborne before making start-finish. Tough to say exactly where he passed Osborne in pit lane, but as it stands now, the 70 of Aaron Smith back out in front. Remember, started from pole position here tonight, did not lead that first lap. Brian McCann got around right away. Great start and then subsequent restart at the stage. Led a bunch of laps here tonight, even held off the challenge from Aaron Smith at one point. Now it looks to be through pit strategy. Aaron Smith has taken over the top spot from Brian McCann. There's about a 4-lap difference in pit stops between these two. Smith has 4 laps fresher tires than Brian McCann, but the last lap for Smith, a 24.62 to Brian McCann's 24.87. McCann back 2.6 seconds on the racetrack. You see his Meyer back in some traffic, so that's certainly not helping his cause. Jumps up into the second spot too. His last pit stop lap 92. That could pose an issue for Aaron Smith. Hop's been quick all afternoon long, regardless of the situation when everybody's on equal footing. But here he is now with almost, in fact, it's 7 laps newer tires than Aaron Smith. 2.3 seconds the deficit from Smith to Hop here. Lap 113 of 150. There is absolutely time for Aaron Smith to be caught, for Jaden Hop to potentially ruin the 5 in a row that Aaron Smith is trying to take tonight. As we look at the deficit once again now, it's now under 2 seconds, so Jaden is on the move. A lot of traffic between himself and the race leader, though. He's going to have to work his way through that carefully. Gets to the inside of the 5 of Trevor Quick. You just gotta wonder, is the 4 gonna burn up his stuff here just trying to work his way through traffic? He's still managing to gain time on race leader Aaron Smith, but then again, that could just be Aaron trying to save some tire, knowing that the 4's got fresher rubber and he's going to catch him. Leaves him with something to fight back with once the 4 does get there. See if it comes to fruition here, 117 laps in. Aaron Smith clear sails out the back, but not so much the case out the windshield. He's got a few cars that he's going to have to work around. And also do it quickly as Hop gets into some lap traffic. He loses about a tenth and a half. Alongside the 88 machine, then Chris Wally as well in the 51. Still trying to get around the 88 of Jason Niles, just not able to complete the pass. Jason's last stop was lap 104. think this has really killed Jaden here. 88 machine, much better tires as far as that's concerned. They're not on the same lap, so Jaden's still trying to battle to work his way so he can run down Aaron Smith. So far, not able to get around the 88. He might be just a tick faster. Then you got to wonder here. Again, we're approaching 25 to go. We're getting right down to crunch time. We talked about the drivers that made their, what we thought could be their final pit stops of the afternoon, but is it their final pit stop? I know some drivers may have used up their tire allotments, but did they have enough fuel on that stop? I don't think that they did. With that said, Chris Wally, Mike Cook on pit lane. Looks like Wally's just finished up his stop. It was 14.72 seconds for Wally. That means he's got some tires to work with. Mike Cook, same thing. He's going to put tires on here. He's going to have a strong run to the finish with about 26 and change laps to go. Aaron Smith still in some lap traffic, and that deficit still coming down between himself and the 4. It's just a hair over 1 full second. And there it is, Aaron Smith going to come down pit lane as the race leader here with 25 laps to go. What does this mean for the balance of this race as Hop takes over the race lead? Aaron Smith, much cleaner entry into the pit box. Right side's in the air. Does he go with just 2? Nope, 4 tires and fuel to the finish for Aaron Smith. He's going to lose lap. This pit stop coming under the green flag. Jaden Hop also in the pits. Oh, almost turns it. It's tough. You got a lot of rear brake into these cars into the pit lane, plus the curve at the end of this pit road can make things a little bit tricky. Hop's going to go 4 tires as well. Garrett Johnston now back on the point. His last stop came in lap 95, and with 23 laps to go, just got to wonder how long it's going to be before he makes that pit stop. Brian McCann, though, he's also on pit road, so that's going to start answering these questions as far as who can make it to the end on fuel, and it certainly appears just about nobody. Might be some guys that pit just a bit later, that 104 lap mark that we saw the 88 take. McCann is down and away, 15-17 his pit stop. So top 3 now, Garrett Johnston, Timmy Schofield, Kevin McCann, and Michael McDonald, Stan Carnathan to round out the top 5. 22, now 21 laps remaining. We're going to get a very short HBR TV side-by-side break out of the way. We'll be back after this.
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
back at Iowa Speedway. The closing laps, 15 to go. Garrett Johnston out in front, but the question remains, does he have enough to make it to the end, or is he going to have to make one final pit stop before this one's out? 14 to go. Is he just waiting on a caution to have that advantage? Meanwhile, Kevin McCann has slipped into the second position. He made his stop at lap 105. That's a bigger question, is can the 33 make it to the end, as we see Brian McCann making the pass here to get his lap back. We got that S4 guy in the stream chat. Says, if you build it, Gen 4s will come. Cars are certainly a handful, but it's been fun to watch this series so far with this race car. And here he comes, Garrett Johnston off turn 4. Going to make the run down into pit lane here for his last stop of the day. Will it be a splash and go, or will he take tires? Don't know that he's got any rubber left over the wall, but we're going to find out here in just a moment, as Kevin McCann now takes over the top spot. Now that question is going to remain, does Kevin McCann have enough to make it to the end? His last pit stop coming at lap 105. Some other notables, John Osborne at 108. You can almost say certainly he's going to make it to the finish. Fuel only for Johnston. 6.7 seconds in the pit box. He's down and away. Coming to 10 laps to go. Kevin McCann, your new leader after the cycle of pit stops. Already sounds like Kevin is backing up his entry considerably, just trying to save a little bit more fuel, but Timmy Schofield in the rearview mirror only about a second plus back. His last stop, lap 103, just a little bit sooner than Kevin McCann, but Neil Quick was 105. We talked about him way early in the broadcast about saving his stuff to the finish and being around to challenge within that top 5. Well, here you see it with 9 laps to go. Neil Quick up into that 3rd position. Starting to pull away from Schofield here. Maybe this is just a matter of who's saving more fuel. Let's ride on board with Kevin and see what he's doing inside the cockpit of that race car. Once again, the driver's eye cam, courtesy of Whiplash Sim Cams. Very impressive to see how much right turn McCann has into this race car, just getting through these left turns. At most, the steering wheel's straight. A little bit of left just to get into the corner, and he's chasing it up the racetrack on exit. Brandon Mefford in the pit lane. Kevin McCann with less than 5 laps to go with an over 2-second advantage over Tim Schofield. He is running about 0.3 a lap quicker, at least that last time by. Four laps to go here from Iowa. Tim Schofield running in the second spot still. He's got Neil Quick about 4 or 5 car lengths back from him. We'll see if Neil puts the pressure on, tries to force a mistake out of the 12th here, so Neil could possibly pick up a runner-up spot. Again, fuel could be an unknown here. We'll see how this one plays out with 3 laps to go. Meanwhile, Aaron Smith has worked his way up into the 6th position. Brian McCann back in P12. Kevin McCann across the stripe here, 2 laps to go. And at this stage of the game, I think this car is going to need to run out of fuel before Kevin McCann pulls off the racetrack. White flag in the air, final lap for Kevin McCann. Does he have enough? Somebody's out of fuel. Looks like it might have been, yeah, it was second place. Neil Quick jumps up into P2 here. Final couple of corners for Kevin McCann. Kevin McCann off turn number 4, checkered flag in the air. He wins race number 5 here from Iowa. Is he out of gas? We're on board here with Kevin McCann after he's just won this race here from Iowa. Trying to clutch it at least to start finish here. It's still running. Neil Quick celebrating here at start finish. Burnout's complete here at Iowa. We're going to jump out and get our last break out of the way, and we'll be back with our top 3 after this. Stay with us.
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Welcome back to Iowa Speedway, the IROC Challenge Series, race number 5 in the books, and we have a new winner on the season. It's no longer Aaron Smith. He won 4 in a row, but not tonight. Kevin McCann takes the top honors. Let's pull the driver of the number 33 machine up into the broadcast booth and get a word with Kevin McCann. Kevin, it's Steve in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Kevin, congratulations, man. Quietly out there, just working your way one pass at a time. A little bit of strategy involved there. It seemed that the guys that pit the fewest here today had the advantage. There was as little as 3 stops and as many as 8. What was your game plan coming into tonight? Did you even have one?
Yeah, all these races end up being strategy races. So, I was trying to hang with the top 3 guys there in the beginning of the race, and I was falling off toward the long run. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to beat them on raw speed. So I just started looking for opportunities to gamble on the strategy, and it kind of fell into my lap there. We had a late caution somewhere around lap 70 or so, and I knew if I did quick number crunch, and brother actually called something out in Discord right at the last second, so getting fuel there put us on a one-stop strategy toward the end there, and going green all the way to the end. So
looked like second place ran out of fuel with just a couple to go, but yourself and Neil Quick and John Osborne able to hang on there for top 3 finishes. You changing that win streak for Aaron Smith. It stays at 4. You win here tonight. Next week we go to Kansas Speedway. How do you feel about your chances out there next week?
Yeah, we'll just have to see. Aaron and Brian really quick on the 1.5 miles, and whoever can nail that strategy down next week. I think everybody in the league though has a anybody but Aaron mentality right now. So we're ganging up on them. We got a few wins to take away from them here, so we can get on an even playing field.
Well, Kevin, good to see it again. Congratulations on the race win here tonight. Who do you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I just thank the guys put on the league and all the sponsors, and appreciate you guys doing the broadcast.
All right, Kevin. Well, thanks for talking to us, man. Good luck next week. It's Kevin McCann, your race winner here from Iowa Speedway. Next, I told you to watch out for Neil Quick. He was going to be just that, quick and good with the strategy and good with taking care of his stuff. Neil Quick in the 2. It's Steve in the booth. You got us?
Man, Steve, what's going on? I haven't talked to you guys for a while.
It's been forever, Neil. Congratulations on a nice runner-up finish here at Iowa. You guys worked the strategy. We said it in the early stages of the broadcast that, Neil's fast at these places, but more importantly, he's good at taking care of his stuff, taking care of tires, working the strategy, and it paid off here tonight. We talked to Kevin about that. The fewest number of stops seemed to be the success plan. Is that the plan coming into tonight?
Yeah, for us, it just lucked out that way. I mean, in the past, it's been one of those things that something happens, a caution falls, and it doesn't work out. But for tonight, it worked out well. And really, for myself, I mean, I didn't feel like I had that top speed run of some of the guys in the top 5. Had a good car that would just last all the way through. But man, I'm gonna tell you, 105 laps on these tires, it made it pretty interesting there right before pitting. I mean, it was. I was screaming for tires, that's for sure.
Only 2 cents over the wall, I bet, man.
No, it was like good old Zach Millett in that Audi out there doing donuts in the parking lot for 106 laps. No, I mean, it was a handful, and just lucked out with his strategy tonight. And I just followed Kevin's. He kind of followed me in, and then I followed him afterwards. I know we were racing there off of pit road, and I spun the tires a little bit, but lap traffic was a bear, just getting up underneath them and getting drive up off the corner tonight. It was a whole lot of fun. This car's been a fun car to run this season so far.
Bit of a challenge for sure, but I want to talk about, I think it was coming to the white. I think it was Tim Schofield, ran out of fuel coming off of turn 4. I didn't have the camera right on you to see how close you guys were. Was there any chance of contact there, or did he get out of the way easily?
No, I was kind of me and him were pacing each other the same lap times, and I kind of watched him, and I was like, man, I gained a little bit more there, and they just kind of started winding down that way, and I was like, I think Timmy's going to run out of gas here. And coming up off of 4, he kind of pulled out to the inside, and I was on his outside and made it really smooth. But I could see that he was coming down to that point like 2 or 3 laps before it happened. So it was a hell of a run for himself. I'm sure he probably just wished he had about another lap of fuel there. I know I didn't have much left. I think I had 0.2 gallons left at the end there.
Yeah, I think Kevin was a little low too because he was coasting it with the clutch in around on that cool down lap, so he had enough for the burnout. So I think everybody was close, but it worked out for you guys. Nicely done.
Yeah, just had a lot of fun tonight, and get to talk to my old buddy Steve. I haven't talked to him for a while.
Well, with that said, we go to the 1.5 mile at Kansas Speedway next week. I know it's certainly a little bit different than Iowa. Can you work the strategy next week and maybe improve this finishing position to P1?
Yeah, I said before tonight, I mean, on the message board, and anybody besides Aaron, I think we were sending out DMs and picking straws to see who could take care of Aaron tonight. I was just tired of seeing the 70 at Victory Lane. But he's a damn good racer, and just to race with guys like him and Kevin and Brian and some of the guys in the league here, I mean, we've really got some good drivers over here. So I think I'll be good at Kansas. Like to be good the rest of the season, giving it a hell of a run this year, and try to track down that 70 and keep those McCann boys behind me.
Well, good to hear it, Neil. Again, congratulations on P2 here at Iowa. Who do you want to thank before we let you go?
Definitely the sponsors, Spartan Logistics, R&R Racewear, Chris Wiley, all the guys that make this happen every Monday. I know we all look forward to it. It's always kind of get through the weekend, and Mondays are pretty dreadful sometimes, but Monday nights are great. So, but definitely sponsors. Steve, you guys doing the broadcast. Me and Trevor watch them the next day or even the evening once we get off here. So getting off of the racing part of this, but it is a good thing. I'd like to thank my family for letting me have the time for doing this. I'd like to thank my dog Willis. Definitely not Trevor's cat Tilly, but everybody that makes it fun. So hope to be here next week and talk to you guys again after Kansas.
All right, Neil. Sounds good, man. Thanks for chatting, and good luck next week.
All right, buddy. Thank you, man.
Neil Quick, your runner-up here at Iowa. Now we're going to pull the 44, John Osborne, and get a word with the third-place finisher. John, it's Steve in the HBR TV booth. You with us?
Yes, sir.
John, congratulations. A top 3 finish here, and I would think that you're probably the hard charger if they even do that over in this league. 19 positions gained from the drop of the green flag to finish in the third positions. Did you have a strategy coming into tonight, or was it just, let's go, let's see what happens and see what we can come up with, because you look strong out there?
Yeah, the guys on my team, we were talking about it. That second caution came out. We were like, do we go ahead and take tires here? And so we decided to take tires because, our thought was everybody was going to have to keep saving, especially the right front. And that was going to slow everybody down to the point where maybe that would, eliminate a lot of the caution probability, which ultimately it did. So we went ahead and took tires, and me and Stan there, who finished right behind me, we were just very methodical about still saving our stuff and just slowly making it, through the field. And I was kind of saving gas a little bit more. I was like, if I can get to the front, maybe, run it completely dry, that'll give me a little edge, coming to that last stop. I think it was 105 or 106 is when I pitted. And so I didn't know when the two guys ahead of me, Kevin and Neil, I didn't know when they pitted. I was like, well, if I get past my teammate, then that'll definitely put me in prime contention for the win. But I think they pitted around lap 100, so they didn't have to save it all. They still had a set of tires in the bank too, so I'm glad it went green.
Well, it worked out nonetheless. A P3 finish, nothing to be concerned with. That was a good run, good strategy, good thinking, good heads-up racing out there tonight. Next week, we go to Kansas Speedway. What do you think about your chances out there? It's certainly a much different racetrack than Iowa.
Yeah, it is a lot different. A lot of speed at Kansas. Still, with how they have the tire sets here, it just makes it so much fun. With the tire strategy and trying to save. Do you keep your car on the bottom? Do you try to run middle? Do you run the top? The longer the run goes at Kansas with these cars, the top is just very, very hard to run. It's very loose. So we'll see what I like. Kansas a good bit. I'm not too bad there. And we'll see what we got next week. I have not traditionally been very good here. So I ran a good bit of practice, and then it worked out pretty good. But it was a great night. Just got to give everybody a lot of credit, a lot of respectful racing out there, and I think I accidentally cut the 5 off, cut him a little close when I got ahead of him there. I didn't realize he was that close to me, so I probably scared him a little bit. But other than that, it was pretty ho-hum.
Well, any night you get to talk to TV post-race is a good night, so we wish you the best of luck next week. Who do you want to shout out to before we let you go?
I want to shout out my team, Eons Motorsports. Appreciate them, giving me a chance to, run with them, and then, asking me to come run in here in the IROC Challenge. I am having a blast. This is a lot of fun. I think I said last time, I really love this Gen 4 car with the high horsepower, and it's a handful to drive. I want to thank you up here in the booth. Thanks for putting on a good show. Thank Chris for letting us come in here and run, and then thank my mom and dad who are faithful watchers. I appreciate them so much. And yeah, man, thank our great God up in heaven. Love him to death. So appreciate you. Thank you.
I think you touched all the bases there, John. Again, congratulations, and thanks for talking to us. Good luck next week.
All right, pal. We'll see you then.
Take care. John Osborne, your third place finisher here at Iowa. He says kind of ho-hum about the race. I mean, I don't think it was ho-hum at all. I thought it was a pretty good race. If you like strategy, this series is for you, 100%. So tune in for that. Of course, we're going to be Kansas Speedway next week. If you haven't already checked out our website, too, you can check us out there, hbrtv1.com. We weren't able to get the live stream link posted on the website this week as, well, we left Watkins Glen this morning, and we're still unpacking. Still had to make time to get this broadcast in tonight. So we do appreciate you guys showing up and tuning in. A couple of stream chatters popping in there as well. We do also always appreciate that. Check us out next week. Same time, same channel, hbrtv1.com. You can find the live link there, or just youtube.com/@symbol HBRTV and then the number 1. So that's going to wrap it up here. We're going to take a look at our official race results, though, before I get too carried away. Of course, Kevin McCann, Neil Quick, John Osborne, your top 3, and I'm getting an overlay from somebody else's league. So we'll do the best we can here. Bear with me, folks. We're going to try and reload this because I want to be able to show you the results. No, it's still not going to do it for us. But again, Kevin McCann, your race winner. Neil Quick, John Osborne, Stan Carnathan, Aaron Smith was 5th. The 6th position was Jaden Hopp. Rick Kelly was 7th. 8th was Michael McDonald. 9th was Jeff No. Adam Johnson 10th. Brian McCann finishes in the 11th spot after being so strong so early. Jason Nilgis was 12th. 13th, Doug Wysocki. 14th, Timmy Schofield. Garrett Johnston 15th. Mike Cook 16th. 17th was Josh Funkhauser. 18th, Chris Wally. Trevor Quick 19th. Matt Kopp 20th. Brandon Mefford 21st, Larry Bruner 22nd, Doug Thomas 23rd. 24th was Cook Quick. Again, apologies for the overlay issue. This is an overlay from a different league that's somehow popping into this save. It shouldn't be doing that. But nevertheless, at least we got it to you. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to step out here. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.